Good morning. It is a good morning, isn't it? This is an opportunity for you to let go of all the negative in your life. I cannot heal those things inside you that bring you down, ruin your life. Only you can let go of the negativity in your life. Only you can heal you. Healing does not come from outside. Healing comes from inside. Inside you. When you allow yourself to heal. When you allow yourself to let go of the negative, of the anger, of the hate, of the illness, of the sickness that is bogging you down. When you allow yourself to heal, it can take many forms. It can happen in many ways. When you go to a physician, doctor, dentist, therapist, when you go and you allow someone to give you medicines, therapies, procedures, advice, when you allowed it, you allowed these things, you're bringing in the positive change, the potential change, the will, if you will, you are bringing in the will to be successful and to heal. You are allowing yourself to be healed. And I say this, I do not say this, I say this with all compassion and love in my heart. And I say this unequivocally. This is a truth. And I need you to think about it for just a few seconds. Think about it. If all you put in is negative, if all you put in is negative, if all you hear is hate and ugliness and anger, if all you put in is anger and hate and prejudice, all you're putting in is filth and garbage and junk. If all you do is negative, all you are is negative. you must change that. I have to change things in my life that are negative. I have to cut out things in my life that are hurting me, that are harming me, that are not a good, wholesome, positive influence in my life. And sometimes these things are hard for you or to me to see, to understand. I believe you have the mind, the body, and the spirit is those two things coming together. Your intuition, the way your body heals, the way your body responds. An allergy, for instance, is something the body rejects and the body reacts to it. If you're having an allergic reaction to dust and pollens, the body is trying to tell you that you are in a situation where these dusts and pollens are harming you, and your body is reacting to it, pushing it out, trying to warn you, trying to stop it, trying to correct it. And the body reacts sometimes quite harshly in these environmental things. Recently, I had an illness that I've been quite open with all of you about it to a degree, and we don't know, even after all this time and all the tests and all the procedures I've been through, we don't know exactly what triggered it, what caused it. But this illness came very close to bringing me quite low in my life. And it was a very ugly time for me. I didn't fear it as much as I didn't want my family to see this happening to me. It was the first time I didn't want people I loved to see me go through something that quite literally was horrific to see another human being go through. And I did everything I was told by my doctors to mitigate it, to turn it around, to stop it. And I cut a lot of negative things out of my life during that process. But at the same time, I got a new sense of life. I got a real sense of appreciation of what I have, the opportunities I have, and also I learned to not hate myself for where I was. I had to put things aside in my life and focus on myself. For the very first time in many years, I had to stop and really take care of myself and let myself heal and let my body repair itself. And I was on medication, and I was under doctor's care, and things were touch and go, but getting better incrementally. But whatever it was, where my body decided to attack itself, my body literally attacked itself. And I don't know, that part of it was that I would get sick in the past and not address it correctly. I would just try to work through it. I would get ill and sick over an infection, a cold, a flu, whatever it is. And I would do just enough to get through it. And I would just keep going, work through it, push through it, ignore it. I had the right attitude that, I have to work through this, but I didn't take the right attitude of, you have to do the steps properly to heal and work through it. You're going straight to, okay, work through it, ignore it, just keep going. You're not taking the time to fix it step by step, to make it go away in a proper fashion, in a healthy way. You are doing it in an unhealthy way. Trying to keep it simple and broad way of looking at it. Instead of taking a couple days and resting and letting your body heal, you would just keep working and keep going through it and do just the minimum to get better. You would not sleep and rest and eat properly and hydrate and relax your mind and meditate on things. You would just keep going and keep going and keep going and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And your body never truly healed. You would just get sicker, or you would put it aside and you would play through the pain, and the pain never went away. It just dulled. You got used to it. I got used to being in pain, used to walking around in pain, used to being in constant pain, and my body never had the ability to heal. And I was allowing so much negativity into my life through this process of ignorance and ignoring the symptoms of these diseases, to the point I nearly bled to death inside. Now, if that isn't your body telling you to stop it. That is the mind forcing the body to a point where the body has to tell the mind, stop. Full stop. And the reason I share any of this with all of you, I call you my friends, I call you my family, I call you my loved ones, but in reality, we're strangers. We are human beings on the same planet, but we are strangers. But I'm sharing this with you because I'm flawed, because I make mistakes, because I screwed up. And I'm no help to you or my family screwing up. Now, over the last several months, I've lost a lot. I've lost more than most. And I'm continuing to lose things today. There's a lot of loss in my life. Some of it's my fault. A lot of it's my fault. But a lot of it was because I was sick. I wasn't taking care of myself. And even though I'm on the right path, I haven't completed that journey yet. And I don't think that's something you shouldn't share with you. I think it helps you to know that we're all human. We all make mistakes. And I think we all know that. If you're at a certain age, you've got a pretty good grip that your heroes are not perfect. They're flawed. That being a human being is to be flawed, to make mistakes, to screw up, to just be a dumbass. We all make mistakes. We are all fallible, but we all have the right to fix this. We all have the right to repair things, repair our bodies, repair our relationships, to make things right. And we also have a right to cut abuses and abusive people and horrible people out of our life. If somebody is in your life that is wrong for you and is literally a pollution on your senses, cut them out of your life completely. And that includes me. If I am nothing but a burden on you, then cut me out of your life. You have every right. And I will totally understand that. I might cry about it, but I understand. We must protect our health, and we must allow ourselves to heal. And sometimes those things are not as clear and easy to see as we may like. Things can get a little nebulous, a little cloudy, a little foggy when we're trying to figure things out. Things can get a little confusing out there in the world, and the atmosphere can be quite foggy, and humidity and the heat and the thickness of the air, the atmosphere around us, can bog us down, weigh us down, prevent us from truly seeing that which is literally right before us, right before our eyes. The truth is right here. And we may not be able to see it because we are blinded. We're blinded. And the things that blind us are anger, jealousy, envy, hate, love, joy can even blind us because we don't truly see in the moment when we're thrilled, when we're happy, when we're in love, when we're successful. These are all positives. Sometimes we can't see that there are still negatives in and around us because we aren't seeing things clearly. So it's always good to sit back and be introspective of your situation. Introspective, to observe. Take the time to sit back and observe around you and recognize and identify the negatives in your life. There may not be outward negatives in your life. They might be internal. And we must never be afraid to be introspective of ourselves and our situation and our lives. There are many things I've had to give up on and cut out of my life and move on from, because I realized that these things are not working for me, that they are causing more harm in the world, harm to me, than the benefit of it. And I don't want to go into specifics and alienate anyone. This is broadly a way I can present these things to you so that they apply to everyone, regardless of who you are. I think this is a message that everyone, anyone, could take something from. I don't have the life experiences and the life lessons that you have had to deal with, the prejudice and the angers and the frustrations and the love or the hate of your life. I don't have those experiences, and you certainly do not have mine. You have not seen and dealt with the things that I have had to deal with. So we can't put a pin in the board and go, well, this fixes all of that. This pin fixes all of that in my life, based on my life. I can't fix your life any more than you can fix my life. The two shall never meet. We take different paths to get to the same goal. Totally different paths. I can relate to your grievances and your sicknesses and your illnesses and your life experiences, but only you lived it. Only you experienced it, and only you suffer from it. I try to take on I try to be empathic. I try to take on. I try to be sympathetic. I try to take on. I try to be loving and caring and understanding. But when I see someone or something hurting someone, when I see something that is hurting someone, or when I see that someone is hurting someone, over and over again, when you see it, you can turn the other cheek, as some people say. You can turn a blind eye to it. You can try to work with the person for a better day. If I work with this person, I can get them to stop doing that. I can work with someone, and I can try to be a better example to someone. I can try to be a good role model. I can try to talk to the person. I can try and reason with the person and get them to see a different side of something. I can try to get somebody to accept that what they're doing is harmful and get them to change, turn, stop doing it. But sometimes in life, when you reach a point where you realize, and we're human beings. Life is short. I think after 25, 30 years of trying, if something fails that much, it might be time to snip the cord. It might be time to cut the apron strings, as they say. Cut them loose. And you shouldn't be chastised or accused of giving up. That's not giving up. That's giving into the fact, giving into the truth that you're wasting your time with that person. You're wasting your breath. It's heartbreaking. I'm not that arrogant to think I'm better than anyone. I think we're all equal. We're all the same. We're all human beings. We're all part of this big mess. We all contribute to it. Whether we agree to that or not, we all participate in this experience of being a human being. And we all make mistakes. But there is a certain point when you see so much hate that you have to walk away from it. You have to go to people and you have to tell them that it's not okay to spew this hate. It's not okay for you to spread this negativity, because at the end of the day, you are hurting people. I don't know what made my body snap and make me sick in the first place, any more than I know what made my body snap right like overnight and correct itself these last 6 weeks. I look every week at my readings for my new blood tests, and I'm in awe of my body and my mind. And I know some people will say, well, it was a miracle, or it was some miraculous thing, or it was magic. Was it the medication? Was it the changes I made in my body? The changes I made in my diet? The things I started putting in my body? Probably had a lot to do with it. I did a lot of course correction. And you can see that course correction on my charts. And then you can see it dramatically jump. And you know, it didn't jump to Superman, it jumped to normal. I'll take normal. I'll take normal. Normal's freaking great. But it was dramatic. And I have to keep telling myself, you started studying. I want to clarify that. You started studying you. You started to look at what you were doing. You started to course correct. You started to fix it. You started to put positive things into your life. You started putting positive foods and items into your mouth. You changed your diet. You changed what you were allowing to go into your mind. you changed how you interacted with certain situations, and you started to be more conscious of your interactions with people that you love and care about, and tried very hard to course correct. You course corrected on your diet. You course corrected on the way you interacted with medical situations. You course corrected what you ate and drank, and you started putting very specific items into your diet that would potentially help this condition. And then you started to see the health benefits of all of these things over the course of weeks. You have a record of it. And you were smart enough to give the process time. You were smart enough to realize you were not giving things the time. You weren't following the process of A to B to C to D to get to where you needed to go. You were not jumping the gun. You were letting time and effort and the medicine and the procedures, you allowed all that to take its course, and you slowed down your life. And you got yourself right. Because of the neglect that I have done to myself over time, I sometimes have to see a doctor 5 or 6 times a week, or get something done 5 or 6 times a week, to correct all of the mistakes that I have burdened my body with over the last probably 10 or 20 years. And because of that, I have paid a price. As I said before, I have had a lot of loss and a lot of mistakes and a lot of failure. It's mostly just personal, but luckily I didn't lose any family over it. Well, I'm talking about my wife and kids. Luckily I didn't destroy their lives, which would be unfortunate, especially my children. They wouldn't deserve that. And I don't want to have that effect on them. I don't want them to have to live with the fact that I didn't take care of myself properly. That I always made excuses. That I let things get ahead of me that I didn't need to. They don't need to live with that, and it's not their burden. So I want to make sure that that's gone, and that stays gone. And it's hard to keep track when you're doing these long-winded improvisational talks. Sometimes you bounce around a little bit like a pinball. But I hope I stayed focused enough that I got the main message across. If you keep letting negative thoughts into your mind, if you keep living in a life that tells you that you're not good enough. Let me give you an example. If you have people in your life, and I don't like to, just let me say this. If you have people in your life that are telling you that you're broken, that you're sick, that you were born into this life of sin, and you're sick, and you're full of sin, and you can't, you're broken, you're like dirty rags, and you need fixed. You're constantly being told that you're broken and that you need fixed, you need repaired, that this whole world is corrupt and destroyed and fallen. You're living in a fallen, sick world that's full of all of this. Do you understand the level, the malevolence, the evil of putting that burden on you? Putting that burden of that original filthy sin on top of your mind into every waking thought and every thinking action that you take going forward, that you are sick, diseased, broken, that the world has been cursed. The world, all the animals, all the humans, the world itself, the natural disasters, the storms in life, the lightning bolts that strike us, the tidal waves that run over us, the tornadoes that kill us, the hurricanes that destroy us. All of this in this fallen world was because you are sick and broken, and you need fixed, or else none of this matters, and we will be eternally punished for ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever for one sin that happened an infinite time ago. You're putting all of that negativity, all that ugly, malevolent, evil, ugly, hate, and destruction on a human being's mind. And then you wonder why people get sick. You wonder why people get ill, why people have debilitating mental illness and depression and sickness, and feel broken constantly. And we have to cast that out. We, us, you, sooner or later in your life, you need to cast that out. Remove that burden from your mind. Lift that burden off your heart, your body. Cleanse your spirit by not allowing this filth in, filth in, filth in, filth in. I want to tell you this now. You are not fallen. This world is not fallen. You are not evil. You were not born into evil. You are not broken. You are beautiful. Positive in now. You are beautiful. You were born perfectly beautiful. Every one of us is different. Every one of us has different fingers, different toes, different ailments, different little quirks to us, different intelligence, different skin, different everything. But we're all beautiful, little, innocent babies. Beautiful, perfect, little humans that deserve every opportunity, every chance in life to be what they want to be, to succeed, to live a good life. Don't let the world corrupt you in that way. There's enough out there that we have to deal with without letting negativity destroy us. Don't allow hate and anger and prejudice and evil to corrupt you. You can fight back. You do not have to bend the knee to these people. Listen to me now. If you're still here and you're still listening, you right here. I'm looking right at you, and you know who I'm talking to. You do not have to bend the knee for these people out there that want to put you under their thumb. and control and manipulate and hold you down. This is holding you down. That's what they do with their hate, their negativity, their prejudice, and their anger. And it will affect you if you don't take the time to allow yourself to heal. If you don't take the time to cut negativity out of your life, if you do not allow yourself to be true to who you are and constantly repress and put it in, there's a chance, just like me, that you'll eventually get sick and you'll bleed right out. You'll bleed to death from the inside out. Metaphorically speaking, body will just finally say, I've had enough of your crap. And just let go. And then you'll know where you're at. Then you'll know you went too far. Then you'll know you really let things get to you. And I wouldn't wish that on anyone. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. So, mentally, physically, and spiritually, have I made my point? Have I made myself clear? Have I taught this lesson well? Please tell me if I have. Please. Mentally, physically, spiritually. If you allow yourself to be destroyed, if you do not take care of yourself, if you do not allow yourself time to heal, if you let negativity into your life constantly, then you will have mental problems, mental illnesses, physical illnesses, spiritual illnesses, and they will eventually bring you to the point where you have to make a decision. Do I stop this? Do I get off this merry-go-round? Do I fix these things? Do I slow down and get this right? Do I make myself right with the world, right with myself? Or you will perish. And I would not wish that on my worst enemy. I want you to stop it before it gets too far in your life. So I hope I have said this well. I wish peace for you, love, cherish your health, take care of yourself. It's my hope. It's my hope that I taught this lesson today well. Because I am Dr. Andrew Michaels, and I am always here to help you. And I hope I helped you today. Okay? I really do. I hope I helped you today. Until I see all of you again, and I will see you very soon. But until I see you again, please have a most blessed day. Okay? And know that I love you all very much. And I care. this lesson